Happy Wednesday, co-creators, and welcome to another edition of Teena Sessions, 365 inspirational quotes with me, your life coach, Teena Jones, where we're at day number 39. I'm so happy and delighted that you have chose to spend this journey with me. Whether you're new or you're one of my loyal viewers, I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in each day. Well, you know it's Wednesday, family, love, and relationships. And so I'm ready to kick off the show with a quote by Desmond Tutu. We're going to talk about family today. And the quote of the day is, "You don't choose your family. They are God's gift to you as you are to them." We're going to talk about guilt and shame, and particularly when it comes to our families. There was a story that Wayne Dyer told in one of his books about his child that was dealing with an addiction. Many of us have family members that are suffering from an addiction, whether it's a drug addiction or an alcohol addiction. And so they decided to form an intervention with his daughter. And at that time, she was about 19 years old. They sat around in the living room, like in a circle. They formed a circle. This is something that his psychology friend told him about. And so him and his family decided to institute this intervention, circle intervention. And as they did, they went around the room, each person from the mom to Wayne Dyer, which is her father, her siblings, sister and brothers, and told how this addiction has affected them. So for an example, when it came to the mom said, your addiction causes me so much pain. I stay up all night worrying about you. And I have so many sleepless nights. I don't know if you are in jail, a hospital, or someone has killed you somewhere. And so each person went around the room that way, telling of their pain that this addiction has caused. And Wayne said that after that, she slipped even deeper into a depression. Her addiction got even more out of control. And one of the valuable lessons that he learned from that experience is that anytime you are dealing with a person with addiction, it is the wrong avenue to compound things that they are doing wrong. If you are familiar with addiction of any sort, then you would know that most people that are addicted to a drug or alcohol or any substance already is dealing with guilt. And so they use those things, those drugs, those substances as a vehicle to distract them from their pain, from the past memories that keep them stuck. And so the last thing they should have done was to go around the room and compound the pain for this person. And so I want to give you some tools to help you kind of change the scenario, change the role for a person that maybe that you're close to that's dealing with addiction, and how to rid them of this role that they play. I think, oftentimes on Teena Sessions, we talk about creating a new story for ourselves. And oftentimes we have the story of our loved ones with this addiction as if that's the only thing that defines them. And it's not. Wayne said in his book, if he had to do it all over again, they would have created a circle of love. And each person would have told about the wonderful things they love about his daughter. Things that she did before the addiction came into play. How she was when she was young. How she was gifted with singing. And how good she was in school. They would bring back real life memories of things that she did in helping with pets and animals. She loved animals and always wanted to be a vet. They remind her of who she really is. And that is my message to each and every one of you, is that if you are dealing with someone, it can be your child, that it has kind of gone astray. And the last thing you want to do is keep them in that role of an addict. There are so many wonderful characteristics about your child or about your loved one than the apparent addict. And it's our job as spiritual beings to uplift them in our minds of who we want them to be, who they really and truly are. That is what true prayer is having the ability to see them differently than what they appear to be. And so this is my challenge to each and every one of you. If you truly love someone and the appearances of their life seem to be destructive, then I challenge you to create a new story for them. Create a new story in your journal book about how they are and how you wish them to be. Only see them in this way. Train your mind to see them in this light. And that's how you uplift them to the person that God created them to be. We are all God's arms, hands, legs, and minds. We create for him. That's why I call you guys co-creators. And so he's calling us to do this, to not just see people as they are. You know, we can help heal many people that we love so dearly if we can come out of the mindset of appearances of worry and fear and guilt and shame. That should not define you, and it shouldn't define those that you love. So I have 4 different steps to help you solidify these new thoughts in your mind so that you can be an instrument in helping your loved one come out of this addiction, come out of this false reality of who they are. Because that's exactly what it is. It's a false reality. It's an illusion. It's not all of them. Just like I've told you on many shows before, that your illness, if you're sick, it's not all of you. All of you is not sick. You know, it may be your certain parts of your body, certain parts of your organ, but not all of you is sick. And so if your loved one is dealing with an addiction, that's an illness. And that does not make them the sum total of who they are. And we have to be instruments of reminding them of that. So if you ever have done an intervention, or if you ever plan on doing an intervention with someone that you love, please choose to be a peace and love circle and go around the room and remind them of who they are. Tell them of the funny things they used to do and the things that you love about them. Remind them of this, because let me tell you, what goes on in their mind has nothing to do with love. It's all about fear. It's all about chaos. It's all about pain, you know. And so to compound that is to allow them to sink deeper into the hellhole that they've created for themselves. So I challenge each and every one of you to begin doing this today. Shame and guilt are not God-made. They are man-made. And they are the only things that can be blocking you and blocking your loved ones from the blessings that God is trying to bestow upon you and upon them. So here are the 4 steps that can help you solidify this, for even if you're dealing with this yourself. You know, we've talked about certain things with guilt and shame with ourselves, but being spiritual beings mean that we have family, we have people that we love, you know, and I wanted to give you the tools and techniques so that you can be an instrument for those people as well. Because, you know, we didn't choose them and they didn't choose us, but God brought us together for a reason. And so these are the 4 things that you can do to help elevate your thoughts about those that you love that may be dealing with addiction. Guilt comes from fear. That's the first step. It's not love. It's a fear-based reality. It's an illusion. It does not serve anyone. Period. Guilt does not serve. Shame does not serve. And so oftentimes when people are going through that form of guilt, they feel that if they put enough pain on themselves and allow themselves to suffer enough, that somehow, some way they can alleviate the guilt and shame, but it doesn't work out that way. Okay, the second step, guilt impairs your ability to learn from your experiences. If you're caught in guilt, you're going to be on the treadmill of always recycling the experiences of the addiction. You're never going to break it. Okay, worry Guilt and shame, they're all cousins. They're all related. None of them serve or help. So the last thing you want to do, if you're a parent, if you're a sibling of someone that is addicted or going through something like that, is to worry about them. Remember, thoughts are things. And what you think about, you bring to you. So every time you worry, you are bringing those experiences to your loved ones. We think, especially as parents, that worrying is something we're supposed to do, but it does not help the situation at all. Period. If anything, it hurts because we know the power of our mind. We know the power of our thoughts now. Now that you know better, you have to do better. And that means take worry, delete it from your mind, delete it from your subconscious mind. Take it out of your thought process and replace those worrisome thoughts with thoughts of love, with uplifting thoughts of seeing that person coming out of the addiction. That is our responsibilities as spiritual beings. The third step is guilt is a twisted and manipulative way of seeking forgiveness. Oftentimes, they want to be forgiven. They want to be loved. That's why that circle of love is so powerful. That's what they're seeking. They're just going about it the backwards way of doing it. They're trying to say, please forgive me. Please love me. Can you love me even when I am looking ugly? Even when I'm displaying the ugliness part of my personality, can you still love me? And love doesn't, you still love them. But at the same time, that image you have of them, that false identity keeps them stuck in that identity. And so when you love someone, you show them by uplifting and seeing the healing done in your mind. Okay? And fourth and final step, your soul wants to give you gifts, but you can't receive a gift of healing with feeling guilty. Guilt is a block that's keeping many people from their good. It serves no one to feel guilty or to be shameful. It is hell on earth to live that way. And it's time to set yourself free. It's time that you set your loved ones free. It doesn't matter if they don't see themselves that way. Remember, the addiction is a false illusion. It's making them weak. And so we have to be strong and see them in this way. And if some of you may be thinking, well, I don't want to be a doormat. I don't want them to take advantage of me or use me. That's the ego ploy to make sure that they stay stuck. Love is a strong emotion. It's not weakness. It's strength. And when you choose to see someone in light instead of darkness, it strengthens you. It doesn't make you a doormat. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. And so I challenge each and every one of you to begin doing these steps today. Love those people that can't love themselves right now. They are crippled right now. And so just like anyone else that was physically crippled and they need crutches, right now, their drug, their substance is the crutch. And it's our job to help see them without the crutches, to help see that gone. We can't say, well, we'll wait until the addiction is gone before we see you differently. No, that is not the mindset of a spiritual worker. That is not the mindset of a miracle worker. You've got to see them differently if you want them to be different. If you love them, then it's our job to see it in our mind's eye. See them the way God sees them. That is the challenge for each and every one of you today. Well, the affirmation of the day is, I am a great role model for my family. I am a great role model for my family. I hope you guys enjoyed Teena's sessions today. If you have any questions about today's session, email me at naturalborncoach@hotmail.com. And if you're ready, you know it's time for the guided meditation. So go ahead and get yourself prepared while I get the music together so that we can prepare our night for rest and deep slumber and rejuvenation so that we can wake up in the morning saying yes to life. All right? All right. Go ahead and close your eyes and take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release, and let go. Once again, take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release, and let go. As I say these words to you, know that they ring true for you on every level of your being. See them in your mind's eye as I say each word to you. I am healthy, I am whole, I am complete. I am a great role model for my kids and for my family. I choose peace over chaos. I choose love over fear. I choose abundance over lack. I choose to have a life of joy and harmony, and I surrender to the flow of life. Life is so good and so sweet to me, and I'm so thankful that I get to live this thing called life. I'm happy and delighted about how everything is unfolding in my life. As I learn to relax and allow, I practice the principles of love and forgiveness with myself and with my family. Life is beautiful. Life is good. And so it is. Thank you all for tuning in to another edition of Teena Sessions. Enjoy your evening. See you tomorrow. Good night.